Hey photographers, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Michelle and I make videos all about photography. And just for clicking on today's video, I have a freebie for you down in the description box below. I have 10 different ideas that you can plan with your model team that don't take a lot of stress and they don't cost a lot of money to do. So if you're wondering what do I do with my team, grab that freebie down below. And then in today's video, I'm talking and sharing all about the tools and softwares I use to launch my senior rep team. So how I actually get the girls excited on the team, scheduled a meeting, so forth. So let's dive in. So first I want to talk about the tools that I use for Instagram. Instagram obviously is where a lot of your potential senior model team members will be at. So that's where I use a lot of my marketing efforts towards. And the first thing that I would recommend is obviously the link in your bio. Make sure that is clear and easy to access, and make sure you're giving a clear call to action of what that is. So if you're linking directly to your meetings, or if you're linking to your email newsletter so that they can find out how to apply to your team, whatever you need to do, make sure that your link is there. Now, if obviously Instagram only allows one link currently, so if you haven't heard of this app already, I highly recommend it, and that's called Linktree. And Linktree allows you to add multiple links within one link. So basically, once somebody clicks that link in your bio, they'll be taken to a menu where they have multiple link options, because obviously we have a lot to offer usually as photographers, and not one, just our website really fits what we need. So this way you can still keep your website, you can still keep a link to maybe a newsletter that you want them to sign up to, you can link a freebie, I mean whatever you want on there. I mean, I wouldn't go crazy, but at least 4 or 5 links you can definitely have on there. And spoiler alert, I am working on a tutorial to where you can actually use your website for this, so you can drive traffic to your website instead of using a third-party app. But I still currently use Linktree until I get the website finalized, and I'll show you guys how I do that. But Linktree is great, it's free, and it's really easy to use. Now, the other exciting feature that Instagram has recently rolled out, so if you don't have this feature, make sure your Instagram app is updated, but you can now link into your stories without having to have like 10K followers for the swipe up feature. Like, praise the Lord, hallelujah. Because I know a lot of people were so frustrated with always having to say link in bio, link in bio. And then especially with the senior photography industry, people don't like to click out of the app that they're using. They don't like to usually even get out of stories to go to your profile to click on the link. Like, you want to make this as easy as possible for them to go where you want them to go. So now you can copy the link that you want to. You can even customize the preview text of what's going to be on your stories, which is amazing because people don't trust really long links usually. So you can shorten it and just say click here, sign up here, you know, senior rep team info here, whatever you want to say. And you can now link in your stories directly to where you want to take them, which is amazing. And then the last Instagram tool that I want to share with you is how I make my stories more visually interesting. And I use the app called Moho or Mojo. I'm not sure exactly how to say it, but I'll put the icon here, and they have a free version and a paid version. I currently use the paid version, but for a long time I used the free version, and they have great templates to start. And it's so easy to use. You can edit the text, you can edit the pictures in there. They have all different categories, if you know, for fitness influencers, all that stuff, photographers of course. And it's just a way to kind of animate your stories and get people to stay on your stories longer than, you know, just slapping some text on a static slide and that people don't really want to read. You want to make it more visually interesting and show off your work in a fun way. So definitely give them a look. And then of course you can always check out my Instagram. It's just Michelle Nichols Photography if you want to see some of the stories I do in action there, but highly recommend. I also wanted to mention, because it kind of goes with Instagram, is I use the Notes app in my phone all the time to just have verbiage ready whenever I want to directly reach out to a potential model team member. So if like a friend nominated a friend, so forth, I just have a copy text that I always have in my notes so that I can quickly copy and then paste into the DMs, or you can do quick replies in Instagram as well. Okay, so let's talk calendars. So specifically when I'm launching my street team, I actually like to use, it's called Acuity Scheduler. I love them for a couple different reasons. They're just a little bit more robust in their calendar capabilities. It's really easy. Also, I would use them if you do a lot of like mini sessions. sessions, and for a couple reasons why. And so they are just really user-friendly to use. I mean, you can like plan down every 5 minutes, every 15 minutes, and it just seems to work really well. What I also like about Acuity is I can attach what they call intake forms to certain meeting types. So basically the application. So I can I do like 5 or 6 questions that the girls fill out while they're creating their meeting time, and I can require them to fill it out before they can schedule a meeting. So that way I have my application and parent meeting all in one spot, which I really like. Plus it helps me get to know them real quick. You know, I ask questions like, what school do they go to? Describe your personality in 3 words. What are they most looking forward to being on the team? Stuff like that. So that way I kind of have a heads up on who I'm meeting with. Acuity also integrates with Zoom, and that's how I'm currently doing my parent meetings. So it automatically generates a link when they schedule, and it'll link up to my Zoom. So I have my schedule all laid out in Zoom, and it's just beautifully done that way. And then also, if you use it for future stuff like mini sessions, you do have to pay for this feature, but you can also have payments with that as well. So let's say you're doing like mini sessions for $200, and then when they sign up, they can pay right away. So that way it's all done in one area, which is really nice. So that's plus you can do like buffer slots so that it gives you 15 minutes in between appointments. I mean, it has a lot of capabilities, so I highly recommend checking into them if you can. It also has automatic reminders that you can send to your clients, so you can set that up exactly how you want to. If you want a week before, a day before, an hour before for them to email. And they also have texting feature as well. I believe that's part of the paid option. Again, they have a free version, paid option, all that stuff. They're really clear in their pricing, so you can just check out their pricing there. I'll leave the links to all the things I'm talking about in the description box below. But definitely check them out if you're looking for something that's a little bit more robust than like a free calendar. And they can make your life so much easier, especially when you're doing anything back to back, like meetings or mini sessions and so forth. Okay, another tool that I use, which is obvious because I just mentioned it, but I gotta say it, is Zoom. So I use Zoom for my parent meetings, and it's really nice because obviously it's a free up to like 40 minutes if you have more than 2 people on there, all that stuff. We all know about the Zoom. And I just share my screen when I'm talking with the information. I have a PDF that's digital that I send to them, and then we can easily go through it via the computer. And then it's also nice doing it this way because in case there's like a no-show or people have to reschedule last minute, my whole day isn't interrupted. I can easily just move times around because it's via Zoom, and Zoom has always worked well for me. Okay, another tool that I like to use is emails. I think a lot of photographers forget to start an email list with their clients, but it's so important because, you know, the day that we have to pay to be on Instagram at all or social media, like how do we get in contact with our clients? And we should at the very least have their email, and then to be able to communicate with them, maybe let them know when sales are going on, and you know, so forth. It really is important to your business. So if you do use email and you're looking for something a little bit more robust than just Gmail, which is great to start by the way, but I like to use Flowdesk. So if you've ever received any kind of email from me, it's probably been from Flowdesk, and they are a little bit pricier, but they have beautiful templates. They're easy to use. It's really good to show off your work. They have a lot of verbiage built in if you struggle with what to write. And so I really like Flowdesk. I also create what they call workflows so that they can be automated. So when a girl signs up to learn more information about my senior rep team, they go into a workflow, and it automatically sends them an email every day or every week, however I set it up, just giving them more information about the team, testimonials, a little bit about me, and all that stuff, just to really warm them up to me and warm up your audience and stuff. So odds are, if you've ever gotten a freebie from me or anything like that, you have seen Flowdesk in action. So again, if you're interested, I'll leave the link down below. Another tool and app that I use to create infographics, anything visually interesting, is Canva and Photoshop. I use those a lot interchangeably. If you haven't heard of them, where have you been? I love Canva because it's like a graphic designer without feeling like you're a graphic designer. Very user-friendly, lots of templates to use. So if you ever struggle with how to make your stories pretty or your feed and the post pretty, definitely look up Canva. It's almost ridiculous how much stuff they offer for free. Like, it's so good. And then of course Photoshop, we're photographers, right? So I have templates, PSD templates that I use a lot too that are Photoshop and stuff. Another very important tool that I use for my senior model teams is communication and how I communicate with both the girls and the parents. And I communicate with my actual team through the app called GroupMe, and it's a free app, and it's basically like group text messaging but a little bit better. So you can post polls in there, you can create events in there, you can drop pictures in there, all those things. So it's really fun, and it's an easy way to communicate with all the girls. I just tell them, of course, when they're on the team that they need to download that app, and that's where we will mainly communicate all our needs. And girls can directly message you on there if they don't want to be in the whole group talking about something. So there's a lot of different avenues about GroupMe that I really like, and of course it's free, so that always is helpful. And then for parents, I just email them, and parents like email the best. That way I'm not also annoying them with 100 different notifications from the girls talking back and forth. And then the last tool that I'm going to share on how I launched my senior rep team is HoneyBook. And I've talked about HoneyBook before. I will link that video down below. But HoneyBook is the client management software that I use. This is what I use to send contracts, invoicing, keep track of all my clients. So when they're ready to sign up for the team and they give me a yes, I plug them into my HoneyBook. I make them a new project is what they call it. And then I send them the contract to sign and then the invoice financials for them to take care of as well. And then I just put them in the system, and they are now a client in my HoneyBook. And so I treat them as I would any other client. I start them on the workflow that I have. And I've also created another video about workflow for my senior clients. So I will link that down below as well. I have a lot of information for you guys, so I hope these are helpful videos. Okay guys, so there's all the tools and softwares I use to not only launch my senior rep team, to have the meetings, but also to onboard them and communicate with them throughout the year. Let me know down in the comments if you use any of these currently, if something looks interesting that you're gonna try, and I hope these were helpful. If you found any helpful information out of this video, please give me a thumbs up. That helps support the channel. Again, grab that freebie down below, and until the next one guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.